Good morning, everybody, and welcome to a weekly message from Jesus. Just a quick word. Our Father's book is currently available on Amazon. It's available in Kindle. It's available on softcover. It's God's Messages for a Modern World, and we have taken 60 of his messages and put them in book form. It's a great devotional. Tell your friends about it. It can change your lives. So our Father's here today. He's ready, so we will now begin. Hello, everyone. Each week I come to you and I speak to you about different subjects. I've been doing this now for a long time. Many of you listen, many of you tell others, but most of you don't, and I understand that. Today, I want to talk to you about the children. The children are the most important assets that humans have. The children grow and they become the leaders of tomorrow. Now, your responsibility is to teach those children. Now, I see many of you out there that speak the truth to them. Let them know that I truly exist and try to have them lead a good life. But there are many out there that could frankly care less about me. All they care about is their own happiness. Many people show violence. If you beat your wife, cuss at her, swear at her, then that child is going to think that's okay. We've talked about this many times. I hope that you listened and took it to heart. I know that it's very hard to stop the chain of violence among individuals. The individual that beats his wife probably watched his father do it and thought it was okay. There are even cultures where it is fine to beat the women. That's not fine. Violence is never fine. Violence is always something that needs to be avoided. Violence can lead to incredible acts of terrorism, of war. Look what's going on now in Europe. As I watch from over here, I cannot believe what is taking place. Russia decided to invade an independent country because the leader wanted to do it. The days of conquering others, I had thought, were over. Yes, I know that there's a massive standoff taking place with weapons of mass destruction. The potential of that makes me very sad. I don't like to think that an individual with mental illness would be capable of basically destroying everything that I set up. I love humans. I watched as they tried to develop. I watched as they learned. Humans are unique. They're not that special because there's many, many other cultures in the galaxy that learned the value of my words. But humans are definitely a unique species. I created them hoping that they would be able to develop, hoping that they would learn. I was very careful that they did not learn too rapidly. Humans have been around a couple 100,000 years, and some of that development was very, very slow. I wanted the lessons that humans learn to sink in. I want them to fully understand it, and I want them to look at past histories. Humans, oh man, they have been really violent in their past. There were whole cultures that thrived on war and conquest. One aspect of having weapons of mass destruction is that countries can defend themselves. Now, I know that's not a big deal. Countries can defend themselves with regular weapons. But if a country does have very powerful weapons and a powerful army, in all probability, they're fairly safe from other countries. Weak countries are often invaded. You see, the children have been taught that it's okay to go to people that are weaker and take what they have. That is lessons that they probably learned from their parents. It is not okay to do that. We want you to coexist. We want you to love one another. When you're attempting to conquer another, believe me, that's not showing love. That's showing hatred. That's showing violence. That's showing everything that I speak against. I've told you many times that individuals serving in the military are not judged harshly when they kill others protecting the innocent. Peacemakers are the same. They're not judged harshly when they're protecting the innocent. Now, if they go out on their own and do stupid things, for that they'll be judged harshly. But as long as they're in the role of helping others, that's what I want. There are many politicians out there that are speaking against peacemakers. There are many out there that would have you believe that you'd be safe without a military. You'd be safe without the police. Well, they're wrong. There are many evil humans. There's no other way that I can say it. There's no other way that I can describe it. There are many humans out there that would do you harm if they thought they could get away with it. Oh, there's many politicians that are doing harm to you because they think they can get away with it too. I hope that all of you wake up and elect individuals that care about you. Oh, you can tell the ones that don't care. They take a job that doesn't really pay that much and wind up with multi-million-dollar mansions and yachts. You hear me talk about yachts a lot. I guess that's something that bothers me a bit too much. I'm not supposed to be bothered by things like that. But every time I look at a large yacht, I think about how much good could have been done with that money. How many people could have been helped with the money that was spent on a boat that somebody may be on a couple days out of the year. The children have got to learn the value of charity and helping others. They've got to learn the golden rule. A young child will try to take the toys from another, but that child does not want to have his toys taken away. The parents or adults that are around them have got to explain what is taking place. That young child wants to do unto others what he does not want to have done unto him. He needs to understand that what he does has actions. It has reactions from others. Oh, you've probably heard that every action has a reaction. Well, it does. It has an emotional reaction. It stirs anger, stirs hatred, does many things. But the children are the key. They have to be educated wisely. They have to be shown what is right and what is wrong. They have to be shown that they need to work together with others. They have to be shown that everyone around them is the same. Children have got to understand that just because the child sitting next to him has dark skin, that child is no different. You see, what children learn becomes a reflection of what takes place on a much larger scale. There is no predicting how large that scale can be. An individual can learn violence as a child, become politically powerful, and use his armies to create violence upon others. Now, many children are influenced by the hardships around them. That's very sad, but it's very true. Today, there's many economic problems that are affecting the children. That is why it is very important that right now, everyone goes out and does what they can to help and guide the children. There are mothers that are hurting. They cannot make enough money to pay their bills. Many of them are homeless. Those individuals have children, and think of the terrible lessons that those children are learning. It can either pervert them or it can show them that they must overcome the hardships, that they have to study, they must do what they need to do, but they must understand that everyone has equal opportunity. Hardship can lead to great achievement. Failure can lead to great achievement. But if you fail to guide the children properly, it will not lead to great achievement for them. The children, they're the greatest asset, or they can be the greatest liability. The children have to be guided. Sometimes humans have to be guided. We try to do that from over here. But sometimes adults refuse guidance. Children can be like sponges. They can accept guidance. They can accept good guidance and they can accept bad guidance. They can accept watching violence or they can accept watching love. Children will be sponges and absorb what they see and what they are taught. Sometimes children are much easier to deal with than humans. I see that all the time. Children come into this world knowing nothing. They learn everything. It is your responsibility as adults to teach them my lessons, my words, my common sense. Let the children grow up to be wise adults. Only you, as adults, can show those children the path that they need to follow. So, thank you for listening. I bless all of you. I bless all of you that pass on my words. I bless all of you that are now reading my words. Use those words wisely. Show others. Show my book to parents. The teachings in there will guide them to educating their children on a life path that'll bring them great pleasure and joy. So thank you so much for listening. I'll be back again next week. I'll keep trying to speak to you. Hopefully many will listen. Hopefully many more will listen. So I bless all of you. I thank you for listening, and I will return again next week. Okay, thank you, Father. Once again, we'll return next week. I have no idea what he'll speak about. He never tells me in advance, but it'll be powerful. It always is. Tell your friends about his messages. Do what you can to lead the children. He's correct. The children must be put in a position that they use their free will to follow their proper life plans. if you do what you can as they're young, there's a pretty good chance that they'll do well. So goodbye. We'll be back again next week. Thank you for listening.